What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Let's get right into this segment, part 4 of What is a Woman documentary. If this is your first time on the channel and you haven't seen the other parts, part 1, 2, 3, the links will be in the description down below if you want to catch up before you watch this episode right here. So just a little recap. We watched a couple of doctors, pediatricians, sex change surgery doctors, even a couple of professors who can't seem to define what a woman is. And it's very, very interesting because, the professor is a gender ideology professor who teaches it at a university, but he can't define what a woman is. So let's continue this documentary with Matt Walsh and see how many more lunatics he can bring to us today. Let's get right into it.
Glad I didn't pay for it. Is there anyone willing to give me a straight answer? Ideally, somebody with a bunch of medical degrees on the wall. Dr. Grossman, thanks for talking to us. You're a psychiatrist, medical doctor, and you've done a lot of work in child psychiatry. What is transgenderism from a psychiatric standpoint?
The best way to approach it is by speaking about gender dysphoria, which is an intense loathing and discomfort with one's biological sex. They exist anywhere between 1 in 30,000 people and 1 in 110,000. It's important to distinguish those people from what's happening much more recently, which is kids that never had any discomfort or dysphoria, as it's now called, with their biological sex. And then quite suddenly, as preteens or as adolescents, they come out and they announce that they are gender fluid, or they start to question their sex. So first, let's define the terms, sex and gender.
Yes, please.
Sex is biology. Sex is unchanging. It's based on chromosomes. 99.999% of the cells in the body are marked either male or female. Gender, on the other hand, is a perception. It's a feeling. It's a way of identifying. It's an experience. Okay, that's subjective.
It sounds like what you're saying is that if a man is male but thinks of himself as a woman, he's not actually a woman?
That's correct.
Oh, really?
Male gametes. That's what makes me male.
No, your sperm don't make you male.
We're back with this lunatic, blue-haired lunatic. That's what we're going to call this chick. Let's see what she got to say.
Then what does?
It's a constellation.
In reality, in truth, okay?
Whose truth are we talking about?
The same truth that says we're sitting in this room right now, you and I.
No, you're not listening.
If I see a chicken laying eggs and I say that's a female chicken laying eggs, did I assign female, or am I just observing a physical reality that's happening in the world?
Does a chicken have gender identity? Does a chicken cry?
Well,
Does a chicken commit suicide?
What?
Let's
does that have to do
frame
with-
it, because you're trying to...
Chicken has sex like any
a
biological
chicken has
organism.
an assigned gender, but a chicken doesn't have a gender identity.
So we assign female to chickens when they lay eggs?
We assume they're female if they lay eggs.
Now, I was told that really everyone agrees with the current approach to gender and transitioning kids and all of that. And if you don't agree, that you're a dinosaur and a bigot. So are you a bigoted dinosaur?
I'm not bigoted and I am not a dinosaur. I am rooted in reality and in science.
Whose reality?
There's one reality.
The first race that I competed against a transgender athlete was during my freshman year. And once the gun went off, the 2 transgender athletes took off flying and left all of us girls in the dust. Throughout all 4 years of high school, I was forced to compete against biological males. I only competed against them in the sprinting events, but I raced against these athletes over a dozen times throughout the years, and every single time I lost.
Did
Oh,
they
duh.
inch you out of medals that you would have won otherwise, or trophies you would have
They
won?
beat me out by 20 meters. out of medals and qualifying spots. I missed out on qualifying for New England's. I had to go in the long jump and the 4x200 meter relay, so I was forced on the sidelines in my own event, and if they were not there, I would have been able to qualify. So I missed out on so much throughout my high school career.
Did they win all the events or almost all the events?
Between the two of them, they won every single event they competed in.
How does that feel?
It is so frustrating and heartbreaking because we elite female athletes train so hard to shave just fractions of a second off of our time. And going into races knowing that we will never be able to win.
Feels like all that work
Now-
gone to.
Now I'm gonna kind of give my opinion on this part right here when it comes down to women having to compete with men. I used to feel sorry for the women, and I still do. Let's not get it wrong, I still do. But it has to come to a point where women now have to say, "Hey, I'm not competing if there's a male in this competition." All the women have to literally stand up and say, "We're not running, we're not racing." If there's a man next to me at the starting line, I would just stand up and just let him run by himself. That's how you teach these people their lessons. You just have to literally say, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not competing. I'm not running. And if you guys want to have this dude run by himself and give him the trophy for beating himself, then so be it. Then so be it. If you're going to lose anyway, if you're going to miss out on scholarships, if you're going to miss out on opportunities, if you're going to miss out on, further competitions that require you to qualify because you raced a man, if you're going to miss out on it anyway, why race? Why race?" That will show them, hey, you know what? These people are serious about this. They don't want to compete with men. They don't want to do this. They will not run. They will not race. We have to figure out a way to, separate the two. That's what these women have to start doing. And if you don't do it, nothing is going to change. It has to be the women in these competitions having to speak up and say no. Because us men can say it all day, every day, and we're going to be called out for it. But if you're actually the one having to race and you say, "No, I'm not racing," and you just let the race go on and the dude is running by himself, they won't have no choice eventually but to say, "You know what, hey, they don't want to do this. Let's figure out a new solution."
Waste.
It does. After so many losses, it just gets to the point of, why am I even doing this?
Exactly.
Why am I keep training so hard and sacrificing so much just to place third and beyond?
Exactly. That's my point. And we're going to stop the documentary right here and bring you part 5 after this. So, that's all I have to say about this segment here. Women have to start standing up for themselves and not competing in these events. The restroom situations and stuff like that is kind of hard. You can't just not use the restroom, but you can stop running. You can stop competing. You can stop racing because, like I said, she said it at the end, you're going to lose anyway. You're going to lose anyway. They're going to take opportunities away from you anyway. So, I say, hey, just at least lose with some dignity and self-respect and say, you know what? Basically, forget all of y'all. F all of y'all. I'm not doing this. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this part here. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Part 5, I think, is what we're on next. So I'll be bringing that here in a couple days. Make sure you stay plugged in. Hit the subscribe button so you get reminded every time I bring a video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.